Hey, how you doing? This is Martin, owner and trainer of Fuller Fitness. Hopefully you're having a great day so far. The goal of this video is to let you know that strength is good for everyone. It is not gender nor age specific. Um, the I believe the issue with thinking about having strength specifically for certain groups is just the fact that when people think of certain people think of increasing their strength, um, that they'll have really big muscles, and depending on what you do, that might happen. Not everyone is like me. I've been a big guy my whole life. And throughout my lifetime, I've done things to uh, motivate that, which is just something that I prefer to do. But in terms, and that's just in terms of size. So again, in terms of strength, you can increase your strength without becoming a really big person. And again, that's regardless of the gender. Um, Guys have certain things um, going on um, to help them get bigger, especially compared to a female. But not every guy is going to be my size, muscular wise, my size or bigger, almost regardless of how hard they try. So again, the goal should be to increase your strength because it's better for everyone in terms of being able to do things to help yourself. You know, carry your own groceries if you don't have people around. Um, Carrying your kids, grandkids, nieces, and nephews, depending on the issue, whether they fell, hurt themselves, um, or something happened, and then just the fact that it's likely to happen anyway. Then just the fact that if there is an emergency, you're likely to do certain things in terms of picking up certain things, picking up certain people, moving at a certain speed or whatever it is, without actually thinking about it. So, being able to take care of yourself primarily, but then all of a sudden, there's a fire, um, something is broken. Um, in terms of being able to go up or down the stairs, someone falls. There's so many scenarios that could happen that you kind of plan or should kind of plan for just in case purposes. One, so you don't have to think about it as much. Two, to help yourself as best as you can. Three, to possibly help someone else. That's one of the things that has helped me for I think going on 26 years, maybe longer, because of a dream that someone supposedly had to where they said something about the house being on fire. The person that I'm talking about has 5 kids that I know about. Uh, the person I'm talking about has 5 kids, and he said, and he was married at the time, I think. And he said the house was on fire and everyone was asleep in the dream. Whether that's true or not, that's what the person told me. He said the house was on fire. His wife at the time was asleep, and all 5 kids were asleep. And he tried to save everyone, and he was able to save everyone except one. So being as young as I was at the time, I'm thinking, I'm like, well, okay, who didn't you save? It technically don't matter, but it's like, who didn't you save? Especially being a kid, it just makes you wonder. Yeah, probably anybody would wonder. He said, I don't remember who I didn't save, but it bothered me because I couldn't save everyone. So for me, one being as young as I am, I don't know if it matters about the age in terms of someone hearing something like that to just make you wonder, like, man, if the house was on fire or just certain things happen, would I be able to save everyone? Not that that's necessarily my responsibility or anyone's responsibility except for maybe a fireman, but would I be able to? And here I am, I think at least 25 years later, still wondering about stuff like that. Again, not because it's my responsibility, but it's like if something like that were to happen, or any situation, but specifically that, because that's the dream that the person told me about. So it's like, would I be able to help the person? Would I be able to save most, if any, other people that are in the house if the house was on fire or the stairs collapse and not everybody can step over, jump over, so just whatever the scenario may be. And hearing that dream from that person or from anyone, but specifically that person who said it to me, just made me try to do more than I already knew, especially seeing that I was so young and knew so little. But it's just like, what can I do to better myself so that I can take care of myself as best as I can? But at the same time, if something happens, somebody falls, and I'm the only one around, um, if there's a fire and I'm strong enough and fast enough to save a few people, if not darn near everybody, depending on how many people are in the excuse me, in the building, uh, and just being a for me it was trying to be a superhuman, but at the same time, just there's any little bit that you might be able to do to not only help yourself in certain situations, um, in case of any little adversity, or then anything uh, extravagant in terms of a fire or whatever, certain somebody falling, whatever the case may be. So again, not only are you able to help yourself by increasing your strength and other things as well, but specifically to increase your strength to better help yourself and possibly help someone else. Strong possibility of you being, depending on the situation, and you saving your own life, and then sometimes there's a possibility you save someone else's, and it might not always be necessarily someone you love. You just happen to be around, and you end up saving someone else, and maybe become best of friends, whatever the situation may be. Um, Hopefully, this is the last story I have as far as this video is concerned, but I know at a young age, which also helped me decide to do more in my own workouts, was just to, I was walking home, it was dark, I think I was supposed to be home already. Um, if my mom sees this video, obviously she would know in terms of the rule that she had in terms of being home. So there's a possibility I was just trying to get home regardless, but it was dark, and I think I was supposed to be home. I think I was 11, maybe 12 years old. So I already heard the dream that the man told me. Um, so then, whatever time period later, I'm going home. Um, I'm seeing people as I'm going home, and I'm just, trying to get home as fast as I can from wherever I was. I have an idea of where I was. And as I was going, I saw a person like walking up some stairs. Um, I don't know if the person lived in the building that was there, but the person was there. And I saw this person from a distance. I don't even think I had glasses on back then. I should have, but I don't think I had glasses on back then. But I still saw someone, and the closer I got, I'm like, why is this person not in the house yet? Which bothered me a little bit, because I'm like, I hope they're not trying to do or say anything to bother me. I don't really like being bothered on most occasions anyway. Especially, well, I don't know about especially back then, but definitely back then. And I'm walking home. I'm around the corner from where we lived at the time, and all of a sudden, it was like, I know it might be weird to hear people say it, but it was true for me. It was like I heard a voice just say, "Help this person," and the closer I got, it was just like, "Help this person, help this person," and then all of a sudden, the closer I got, I'm close enough to where it was like I heard a voice say, "Put your hands out," or "Put your arms out." All of a sudden, I'm walking. Again, I'm running. I'm really not far from where we lived at the time. I put my arms out for whatever reason, and a person that was there for some reason fell into my arms. Coincidence, whatever it was, but again, I heard a voice, so it's like I really wasn't paying attention all that much to the person. I knew they were there, but for whatever reason, the voices I was hearing that night was just like, "Put your arms out." Put my arms out, and I believe that same person that was there the whole time fell into my arms, caught the person, and again, I think I was only 11, maybe 12 years old, and not even sure what my strengths are yet, and caught the person, put the person over on the steps, and they're thanking me and uh, all this stuff, and very appreciative of the fact that I caught them. I think the person might have been older too, so that's another thing. Older woman, and after, like, when it happened, while she's thanking me, and then on the way home, it was just like, one, the fact that I caught someone was a interesting thing for me, in terms of not knowing I can do that, especially at that time that I caught someone. The fact that I caught an adult, that I caught. Um, I caught the person to where the person, I think, wasn't even on their feet anymore. So I'm literally holding the whole person. I probably weighed more than a person at that time anyway. I think I might have been 140 pounds, so maybe a little lighter. I don't know. But the fact that I caught the person, put them up on the steps that were there, and then as I'm walking home, I'm like, shoot, the fact that I did all that, caught the person, held the person for the period of time that I held them, put them up on the steps, how appreciative that person was that I did it. I wasn't planning on doing it, it just happened. So, again, having that emergency situation and doing things that you probably didn't think you can do, definitely for me. And it's just like, well, again, not that it was my responsibility, but it's like, what if the person was heavier? Would I be strong enough if the person weighed as much as me? If the person was heavier and weighed more than me? Um, Again, not that it's my responsibility, not saying it's your responsibility, but if it happens and you end up doing something, can you properly help the person or the people who need it, who may want it, um, and not hurt yourself, not hurt the person, um, and just being a good human if that happens. And again, not in terms of only helping yourself, but if you might possibly be able to help someone, and again, it won't always be a loved one, but still, if you just happen to be able to help someone and then you actually do it. So, again, increasing your strength to help yourself, possibly help someone else. It's not gender specific, it's not age specific, even though the older you get, the more important it is to either increase or maintain your strength, to help yourself specifically. But then if you just might be able to help someone else, um, that's just an interesting bonus slash blessing that you are able to do that. So that is my tidbit for today. Um, Hopefully you don't mind the two stories, but again, that's what helped motivate me. I was already motivated to try to be the strongest and the fastest that I can be, um, smartest that I can be also, um, and just constantly trying to be a whatever better version of myself that I can be. And I've always done that. Not necessarily to the liking of others, but I've always done that. Still trying to do that at 36 years old. Um, but with the motivation I had before, the fact that hearing a dream that someone supposedly had, and then me catching someone. I'm pretty sure some other stuff might have happened as well, but Between hearing a dream that someone had and me catching someone decades ago, over decades ago, and here I am at least 24 years later, still trying to figure out, again, not that it's my responsibility, but how do I help, take care of myself? And then if so, it just so happens that certain things happen, possibly in that being able to help someone else. So hopefully this helps you at least a little bit, depending on where you are in your life, based on your age, and whatever you have going on in your life as far as school, job, maybe even a profession that any of you have. But it's important. Strength is not gender specific, not age specific. Even though the older you get, the more important it is, so that you can either maintain the strength that you have or increase it depending on how you feel about it or what you actually need. This is Martone, owner and trainer of Fuller Fitness. Take care.